Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales. Thank you if you've joined me today. I'm just on my channel right now to protect myself from the abuse that I'm going through here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. I just want to talk about how intense the abuse has been over the past 24 hours since I did the last video. And I like to do a video where I am actually looking at the camera and speaking about what's happening here, and that is because I know what these people are trying to do. They are trying to take my life as a group so that, no one person looks guilty of taking my life. For those of you who don't know, I'm being put through very cruel, inhumane abuse here in Campbelltown, New South Wales by a lot of the members of the community here. This has been going on for around 18 months now. It's actually over 18 months, and it's happening to me because it's all a part of a police cover-up. And there's only a few groups that are still involved in this abuse, and that's because the truth has come out. A lot of lies were told about me to get people to participate in this abuse. And now that a lot of those lies have been proven untrue, most of the people that have been involved in this have stopped putting me through abuse. But there are still certain groups that are able to abuse their power that are putting me through absolute terror right now. And these people are relentless. And I'm being abused 24 hours a day, whether I'm in my home, in my car, at the shopping centre. No matter what I'm doing, there are people trying to put me through cruel abuse. And what these people are trying to do is take my life as a group so it doesn't look like one person is responsible. They're trying to make it look like an accident. I'm constantly being provoked every single hour of the day. I'm being provoked in some way by somebody so that I have a panic attack. And this is happening several times through the day, and I actually suffer from very severe PTSD. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep my heart racing. They are trying to keep me in that fight or flight state where I am just constantly fighting for my life, and they want me to have a heart attack or a stroke. They want it to look like an accident, or they're just trying to abuse me that much that I give up on my life. And this is why I like to get on here and do face-to-face videos, because I want people to know that I am perfectly sane and that this is happening to me. Because what they are planning on doing when they take my life, or if they were to take my life, is they are going to tell the public that I was delusional and that I made all this up for attention. But that is definitely not the case. This is happening to me, and my family are involved in this. My family have purposely isolated me. They have purposely isolated me for over a year now, actually a lot longer than over a year, but I haven't had any contact with them for around 18 months now. But even before that, they were purposely isolating me. And so they're involved, and they're involved because they have stolen an inheritance from me, and they have also been paid by the justice system to be a part of this. This is happening to me because it's a justice system and health system cover-up. The justice system and the health system and my family have been putting me through psychological abuse for 10 years. And it became more intense in November of 2023 when the justice system started paying the members of the community here to put me through abuse. And my neighbours have been involved, most of my neighbours, my close neighbours. A lot of businesses in the area and a lot of different organisations have taken part in this, and they have taken bribes to do that. My landlord, St George Community Housing, is also involved in this. They have also taken bribes. And while I'm on the subject of family, I just want to say it again. Family, you have stolen my life. You have stolen an inheritance from me. And you need to give that money back to me and my grandchildren as soon as possible so that I can get out of this place and get to safety, because my life is in danger right now. There are people preying on my life 24 hours a day, and these are dangerous people. And you're sitting back watching this. Some of these family members are sitting back watching me on the illegal camera in my home. They are waiting for me to have a health episode and pass away so that they can keep that money and then just keep on living their luxurious lives. I have absolutely no privacy whatsoever. None. I have a camera in my home that I'm watched on 24 hours a day. My life is controlled by the justice system. So there's the camera. Then there is a tracker on my car where I'm tracked everywhere I go. There's also a listening device in my car where everyone can listen in on my car, and I have people follow me on the road to carry out abuse. And, the neighbours and the landlord know when I'm on my way home. They know my every move, so they can premeditate abuse to carry out before I even get here. Things like that. The camera that's in my home. There are random members of the community that can watch me on that camera. Absolutely everyone that's been involved in this abuse has been watching me on that camera in some way, whether they've got other people reporting back to them about things that happen in my home, because that's what they're doing. They're watching me in my home, and they are creating psychological abuse around the things that I say and do in my home, the things I watch, my interests, and the things I buy, my habits. And they're creating cruel psychological abuse out of those things. I have people actually follow me to the shopping centre. When I get out of the car, people come from every direction to carry out psychological abuse. And it's like these people are watching this on some kind of app. And they're playing it like some kind of game. These people are playing this like a game where I feel like people have invested money in this, and there is a lump sum of money involved for these people if something were to happen to me. And this is why they are just so relentless, the people that are still involved. They want that money. And not only that, some of these organisations and people have just carried out so much abuse that they know that some of them are going to be charged with attempted murder when they are caught, because of how much abuse they have put me through. Not only that, I went in and had a procedure done back in May 2024 at the Campbelltown Public Hospital. During that procedure, there was a device implanted in my body so that the people that are involved in this abuse can watch my heart rate as they carry out abuse, to see if I'm having a panic attack and to see if it looks like I'm going to have a heart attack. And this is what they're doing. This is why some of them are going to be charged with attempted murder, because they are actually carrying out the abuse, then they are watching my heartbeat to see the results of their abuse. This is happening when I go out downtown. There are people that come towards me that are tracking me on their devices. When they get close to me, they'll carry out abuse, and then they're watching the result of their abuse on their device. They're watching my heart race. They're watching the panic that I'm going through, or the anger, because I'm just being constantly provoked by these people with really cruel abuse. The abuse is so cruel. Whoever, the people that are involved in this that are creating the abuse, some of it is just so cruel that it's borderline vulgar. It's very demeaning, degrading, and humiliating. It's just the worst kind of psychological abuse that you can imagine. And this is actually MK Ultra, mind control, that is being carried out on me here. The justice system are carrying out MK Ultra on innocent citizens to cover up for things that, for crimes that police have committed, and they're also covering up for other members of this community that have committed crimes here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. Because there have been environmental crimes committed here, like very serious ones, over the past 18 months, and because of just how inhumane the abuse is that I've been going through, and how it can actually be classified as a crime against humanity. It is so cruel and so inhumane. I'm being put through torture here in my home. And because I'm speaking the truth about this, there's not many ways that they can get to me. So it's only people that work in positions of power or that have very close access to me that are able to abuse me. And I'll go through the groups that are still involved in this right now. It's the Campbelltown Police. They stalk me night and day, and they encourage the community here in Campbelltown to abuse me. They are absolutely ruthless. They are, they will hear that they're watching me in my home. They watch me go through this abuse. They will see me being abused, and they will deliberately stalk to encourage the abuse to carry on, just to try and, get people, get more people involved in the abuse. So they'll keep going. So that's the Campbelltown Police. They stalk me night and day. They stalk me in the middle of the night. They will carry out noise attacks in the middle of the night. They'll stalk me as I am going from the sleep state into the waking state before I even move. They are stalking with their siren on, and that is to cause me to have a panic attack. And they're doing that because they are watching my heart on the monitor that they can see. They're also able to know when I'm going from a sleeping state to a waking state, so they can start carrying out abuse before I even move. When I'm just coming into, consciousness from sleep to being awake, they're starting up the abuse then. And that's meant to cause me panic, and it's also meant to make me want to give up on my life. This has happened almost every day for over 18 months now, and I have severe PTSD, and it is affecting me. I mean, I think even if they didn't carry out that abuse, my body would still go into an automatic panic attack because of just how severe my PTSD is. I have panic attacks just for no reason sometimes, and that's just because of what I'm being put through here. I don't even know how I've survived it, to be honest. I really don't. You can look up MK Ultra online, and it'll tell you that not many people survive it, and a lot of people give up on their lives before they even realise what's happening to them, because a lot of people don't even realise what's happening. They just think they're going crazy. And this is meant to make me look crazy, because when you look at how far these people have gone to carry this out, I mean, they have actually implanted a device in my body. I was taken to the Campbelltown Public Hospital mental health ward. It was a total setup by my family and members of this community, emergency services, and I was put through 5 weeks of severe psychological torture, because they actually got me to the hospital first, and then they tried to cause me a mental health breakdown. So they're trying to make me look crazy, and they've gone to that kind of extreme so that I look crazy when I talk about it. That's the whole idea. If I if I went around telling people that, the police were stalking me and my neighbours were trying to kill me and I'm being stalked when I go into shopping centres and things like that, people, if you didn't know the full story behind this and the big picture of everything, you would think I was crazy. So this is what they're trying to do. And if anything was to happen to me, I want people to know that I'm perfectly sane and this is happening to me. And the good thing about it is that I've actually learnt to have to control myself very much because of this. I've had to develop really unbelievable control over my emotions because it's been a matter of life and death. That's what it is, like, because I'm constantly being provoked by these neighbours and they want me to go crazy. They want me to yell. They want me to, go down and knock on their door and abuse them for what they're doing. But I've learnt to try and control that. There are still times where I do have outbursts just because of how severe and inhumane this abuse is. I mean, there's been days when I'm being put through hours and hours of relentless abuse. And it's turned physical now with these neighbours because they're tampering with the air. So I've had to just learn to control my emotions just to survive this. Otherwise, they'd ring an ambulance and have me taken away, and I might never get out of hospital because that's what they're trying to do. So that's why I like to make these videos so I can speak about this, so people know I'm telling the truth here, so people know that I'm not crazy, that this is actually happening to me. I want people to know that because that's what they're trying to set up. This landlord, St George Community Housing, they have rigged my neighbours' homes so that they can tamper with the air in my home. And, I'd like to know who this landlord thinks they are, to actually think that they have the right to abuse a person's air in their home, the air they're trying to breathe. The most important thing to human life is air. And these neighbours are being paid to abuse me. The landlord has rigged their range hoods so that they can abuse the air. Whenever they turn on their range hoods, they can send whatever they like through into my home. And this is very, very alarming because the other night, the woman downstairs, she was sending raw gas through into my home. She's done it several times. She's also sending dust through into my home because every time they turn on the range hoods, this dust rains down from my ceiling. There's pictures of that I have posted on my community tab on YouTube if you'd like to go and look at those. And when she does this, it takes me 2 hours to clean up that dust, and this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep me in a state where I'm constantly fighting for my life. I'm constantly having to clean up my home after this woman. And I have a disability. I do. I've actually already had a stroke and I have a pain condition and I struggle to clean my home after she does this. And, not only is she doing that, it's also the humiliation that I'm put through and how degrading it is to know that this woman that's carrying out this abuse is able to sit there and watch me on an illegal camera in my home. She's able to watch me clean up the mess that she's made by just flicking a button on, this and the landlord's using these two people downstairs because these are people that have mental disturbances. I mean, there's no doubt about that. You've only got to go back and look at my videos to see that these people are mentally disturbed. And the landlord's using them like puppets. One of them, the woman downstairs, she is like a control freak who enjoys inflicting harm and abuse on me. She enjoys having that power. and it's sick. And she's inflicting this cruel abuse, and then she's sitting back watching the results. And not only that, she's watching my heartbeat out of control as she abuses me several times a day. And it's the same with this person that lives diagonally to me. He's actually a known pervert in the area. He's a peeping Tom in this area. And it's disgusting that this person has been able to watch me in my home, along with who knows who else. There are random members of this community watching me in my home, watching my every move. These people can see into my bedroom. I have absolutely no privacy whatsoever. And this disgusting creep that lives diagonally to me, that is already known as a peeping Tom offender, that a voyeur in the area, has been able to watch me in my home. And that's disgusting. And they both of these people enjoy inflicting this abuse onto me. This is happening to me because of a police cover-up. It's happening to me because there is a cop that was connected to my family who has committed really serious and really really heinous crimes against women. Like these are not small things that this person has done. This person has committed a really, really bad crime against women. And he does this for his entertainment and his fun in his spare time. And he gets his mates involved in it. And he's still free. He is. And he's the reason why most of this has happened, because he has had that control over my life for 10 years or more now. He has been pulling strings in the system to stop me ever getting the justice I deserve. And a lot of this is happening because of him. Even the destruction that's gone on here in Campbelltown with the environment, in the community. When you go back to the source of where all this come from, a lot of it come from him, and it come from my family members who stole an inheritance. They teamed up, and then they got the health system involved as well, and then the landlord. And then it just snowballed out of control. And, it's not just the environmental crimes. This has affected the whole town. This abuse has affected the whole town a great deal. There's no birds around here anymore. There's a couple, but there used to be a lot of birds here. There's a tree out the front. It used to be absolutely full of birds in the morning and at night, and they're just gone. They're just not there anymore. And that's because of the noise and pollution attacks that have gone on here. If you watched the last video that I put up, you would have heard a noise attack going on last night. I was being frightened in my home last night by abusive men. One of them come around on a trail bike and sat underneath my window and started doing burnouts. And, that it was so loud that would be not only frightening the children, it would be frightening the wildlife, the pets. These people just don't care who they harm, that they don't care. And this is an organised crime group that the Campbelltown police are involved in here. And, so this cop has a lot to do with why that started. Then there is a pedophile that is connected to my family that is involved in this as well. A lot of this is happening because of these abusive men like him that can't accept accountability for their crimes. So they're just two of the things. Then there's been 10 years that I have lived with family and domestic violence in my life, and I have not received justice for any of it because of this cop that was connected to my family, and it has still been working in the background of my life to try and cause my life to fall apart. This person has done everything in their power to try and cause my foundation to fall out from under me. So have my family members. My family members have also worked with neighbours to do this as well. These people have done everything you can think of. Blackmail. They've broken into my home. They've deliberately caused me car accidents. There's just about nothing these people haven't tried. They've vandalised my car. They had me set up and taken to the hospital. And there was many other setups before that too that they were putting me through, where they were carrying out psychological abuse. They spent thousands of dollars on them. So, yeah, I just want people to know that I'm not crazy and that this is actually happening to me. And I think that I've made enough videos now to, for people to know that this is actually happening to me. And I just want to mention too that there's also a relative connected to my family that works at the Campbelltown police station. That's had a lot to do with this too. So there's been those two police officers and probably others as well that have been obstructing me from getting the justice that I deserve for over 10 years, especially that abusive police officer that has harmed women. And this is why they're using abusive men to abuse me, to put me through abuse. They're using a lot of abusive men because it's all part of the psychological abuse. They know that I've been abused by a lot of men during my life, and this is why they're using a lot of men. They have men stalking my home constantly. This woman downstairs, she helps these men. Her and the person next to her, they are being paid for their services. They are, because they have close access to me. They're able to control the air in my home. So there are businessmen and women that have been involved in this that are actually paying these neighbours, so's the landlord, to put me through abuse. So, they must get messages or something like that, like, we'll pay you if you'll inflict some pain and abuse on her. That's what's happening. And she is the only woman now, basically, that's involved in this abuse. She's helping these men. And, it's hard to believe that a woman could sit there and actually watch me. She watches me go through this. And not only that, she knows what I've been through. She knows. And I've never done nothing to this person. I was actually nice to her. I was. But, that's what's happening now. And I just want this abuse to stop. I want this camera out of my home. I want this camera out of my home. My human rights are being abused to the absolute extreme. And the abuse that I'm being put through, no human being should ever have to go through anything like this. It's so severe. It really is. And it's not just a woman that I can't believe is doing this. It's not just the fact that that's happening. It's just the fact that there's so many people that are willing to sit back and watch this happen and not help me. That's really shocking. It is. And it just goes to show you how much trouble the world's in. Channel 9 had a story on their current affair program last night on domestic violence, and it was called Enough. And they were talking about just how severe it is and how severe the problem is in this country, and how many women and children have passed away from it, and to think that these people can still do that after, knowing that, there's children dying from domestic violence in these situations. And, here's this woman downstairs still helping these men today inflict abuse onto me. And, she knows what I've been through. Anyway, that story was very heart-wrenching last night. And, there are a lot of women that have passed away from domestic violence, and we need to do something about it. And, the fact that the Campbelltown police are actually encouraging this abuse, like, that is the problem. I've lived with family and domestic violence for 10 years and haven't received justice for any of it. None of it, because of abusive police. And this is what they are so desperate to cover up. They don't want the public knowing how the police handled my calls for help, my calls to the justice system. There were 12 calls made to the justice system over that 10 years, different departments of the justice system, where this police officer that has committed these crimes was able to interfere and obstruct justice. This person's been stalking me for years, making sure that he doesn't get caught, interfering with my life. And then I wrote a letter to the police explaining all the injustices I've been through in November 2023. And it was after I wrote that letter that the MK Ultra started and the justice system started paying members of the community to put me through abuse. But yeah, like, my family and the police have been putting me through abuse for up to 10 years. Up to 10 years. Psychological abuse. But right now, this abuse that I'm going through under my roof and when I go out, it's got to stop, because it's relentless, and I don't deserve it. I'm an innocent person. I don't deserve any of this. I'm a good person. I'm a good member of this community. I'm a good tenant. But this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make me feel like, look, it doesn't matter how much of a good person you are. It doesn't matter how much you care about the environment or other people. We're just going to make you think that everyone is horrible and nobody's ever going to give you fairness in your life, and you're never going to get justice, and no one's ever going to help you. And they've been able to do that by lying to people. So many lies were told about me and my character to get people to help my family, the police, and these neighbours to participate in the abuse. And I even think there's a lot of people out there now that have been a part of this abuse that are finding out that they were lied to, and they're probably not too happy about it, because, they've been conned into being a part of this, thinking I was a horrible person, and I wasn't, because of all these lies that have been told on my character to, get people to help abuse me. But yeah, I need this abuse to stop right now, because I'm being terrorised 24 hours a day by the Campbelltown police. These people that can abuse their power. The Campbelltown police are abusing their power with their siren, so they can do that. Then there's the Transport New South Wales workers. They're abusing their power on their job, in the mornings mostly. Then there are these neighbours that have the close access to me, that are able to affect me without anybody else knowing, because they're able to interfere with my air in my home. And these people are desperate, and they are very capable of taking a life. They've proved that. Then there are groups of abusive men who are being paid to stalk in trucks, on trail bikes, which you heard on the last video, motorbikes, and loud fuel guzzling cars is the type of cars that they use, because they deliberately try and create pollution, because they know I care about the environment. Just anything that they can do. There's also a pilot that they pay to fly backwards and forwards over my home. Anything that they can do to create stress, anything. When they know I'm being abused, they'll send the pilot over, they'll get the police to stalk, they'll get men to start stalking past my house, all while he's breathing cigarette smoke into my house and she's contaminating the air with dust, all at once. That's what they do. And they're trying to take my life as a group. They're trying to cause a heart attack. So that's what's happening, and I really need help. I need help so much right now to create public awareness around this, because these people are so desperate, because they know they're getting caught. They know there's more people watching these videos, and that story that was on Channel 9 last night, that would have made them panic more too. It would have. So I commend Channel 9 for showing that story last night, because it probably opened up a lot of people's eyes, just to show them just how severe this problem is here in Australia. And a lot of it's got to do with the police. It has. It's got a lot to do with how they respond to the calls, and also just how cruel they are. They don't seem to have any compassion, and to be in a job like that, you need to have some kind of human kindness, but they don't. They don't have none. I mean, they're actually encouraging this cruel, torturous abuse that I'm going through in my house. So please, if anyone can help me create public awareness, please help me by sharing one of my videos. If anyone can help me in any other way to get justice, or just show me some support, please reach out on the email that will be attached to this video. And if you've watched this video, thank you so much for showing interest. And thank you for watching, and please help if you can. Have a good day.